What's up, everybody? Who wants to use Laravel and build an Android app? Sounds kind of weird, right? Sounds like something that you would want to well, it must be like PHP Artisan serve under the hood or something like that, spinning up a server. Well, it's probably going to make the phone really hot, eat up all the battery. Nah, that's not what we did. We actually created a PHP binary built for the Android runtime and compiled it into a C library that Android can read from and accept requests and pass it through this PHP engine and give you this awesome PHP response. And it makes everything just snappy and awesome and native, and it's really cool. So while we're building it, let's do some really cool Android things, right? So today we're going to install and get things set up for push notifications. There's not a lot of setup here. There's a couple things to do, but it's pretty easy. Once you have, this is a brand new Laravel application. We're going to go into the composer.json, and steps will be a little bit different for you, but I've got a repository section here. These items are going to be different once we release the app. And then we have to set the minimum stability for now to dev. And then we're going to do composer require native PHP / Android. We'll bring in the package. Next, we're going to go into our env. And we've got just a couple things here that we want to be sure of. Number one, the native PHP app ID. This is going to come into play here in just a second. You'll see. The app version, I've got it set to debug. This just makes sure that every time we change our Laravel files, they're getting actually changed inside of the Android app. If you're doing version releases, which you should be doing once you are pushing your app out to the Play Store, you want it to set to like 0.1.0 or 1. Whatever it is, right? So those things being set, let's go into Firebase, and I just got an account here, and I'm just going to create a Firebase project. We'll call this native PHP and continue. Let's disable analytics. We don't need that right now. We'll click continue. We're going to click on Android up here, and we're going to take this app ID and we're going to paste it in here. We'll just call this native. We'll register the app. Great. So we've got our Google services.json file. We're going to go ahead and drag that right into the root of our Laravel application. With that in place, we're going to go ahead and install the app. So I've got a command here to PHP Artisan native Android install. We don't need the force flag. So if you already have an Android app up and running and you are wanting to add this, you will, the way things currently are, you will have to run install again. And that's just going to bring that, that Google services.json file into the right place for the Android app. So we're going to run install. And then we're going to run. Now I've got an emulator over here running. I'll drag it over. And while that's going, let's get this push notification ready. You can see here, like the next thing in the docs is how to like get it into your Android app. You don't have to worry about any of this stuff. Go to console, and we'll go ahead to run and messaging. And we're going to create a new campaign. Now you can see here right off the bat, which is really cool. Would you like to allow native PHP to send you notifications? The way things currently are, this is set up so that when the app first boots, you're seeing this notification. I think that it would make more sense to enable developers to be able to click, for users to click a button to trigger this manually, or some other mechanism that would make it just easier for you to interface with, more intuitive, so that you can call it from a button, or you can call it from a setting, or you can call it from, just in the app or whatever. And then this would then just come up. For now, we just have it set. So, as soon as the app starts, if they haven't already granted permission for notifications, let's go ahead and ask them to. And we're going to say allow, of course. So we'll go ahead and create this Firebase notification messages. There are two types of messages, okay? And it's important to understand a couple things here. There are two ways to push notifications to your users. There are broadcast notifications that go out to all your users. Imagine some event at 5 o'clock today and you want everybody to get a notification that says that. But then there's also things like, imagine a email or a text message, or, there's better examples than that, obviously, but you want a specific user to get a specific message. For that case, you're actually going to need their FCM token. Currently, there's not a callback, and something I'm working on, but I got this working and I wanted to show you guys. Currently, there's not a callback to accept that token back into the Laravel app and do anything with it. And what you should do with it is take it and use an API that you build, or some sort, where you're pushing this token someplace so that later you can interface with that specific device ID, however you need to notify that user. So that's all in the works. It's really not a ton more that we have to do to get that to that state, but that's something that I'm not going to be able to demonstrate right here, but we can still do it. All right, so I've grabbed my token from my logs and we're just going to do a simple test. But before I do, I'm actually going to close the application. That's what push notifications are for, right? So we'll go ahead and say, hello from Laravel. Hey guys. And we're going to send a test message. I'm going to paste that FCM registration token in. And we'll go ahead and click test. We should see up here a little dot up here for our notification. Haha, there it is. All right. So that's to a single device. That's just showing the mechanisms all in place. And then this takes a little bit of time, but we'll go ahead and we'll select our app here. We'll do a broadcast notification as well. I'm pretty certain that the broadcast notification is just on a queued service that takes a few minutes. It takes probably 2 or 3 minutes. The cool thing about the internet is that you don't have to wait. So I'm going to go get a drink of water and come back, and you won't have to wait even like 2 seconds. So see you in a second. Almost gave up. Glad I didn't. All right, so here we go. Here's our secondary push notification. Well, thanks for paying attention and checking this out. I hope you guys go out and grab your license and get ready. We will be announcing a date for the release of this pretty soon. You can go to nativephp.com/mobile and check that out. We got a lot of cool things happening over there. It's already ready for iOS. Actually, iOS is farther along than Android is, and so you can start building the same kinds of things on iOS today. And yeah, I think this will be a great part of that whole story. So thanks for your time. Talk to you later. Stay tuned.